Welcome to the Trading Daddies podcast, hosted by yours truly, the ugly one, and as always, my amazing co-host,
Teflon John in the building.
Tefleezy Fosheezy in the heezy for no beezy or no beezies today. Just to give you guys an idea of what we talked about, John lives in a state that has raisins in their beef and broccoli.
Actually, that's not bad.
Raisins in your beef and broccoli? You tripping? You are high.
What about a side of fries instead of fried rice?
What about sprouted green mung beans?
What about, no offense to Brian, but you know, if it's a Chinese joint, I mean,
did he have a tattoo?
Of course.
Was it in Chinese calligraphy?
No, it wasn't. It was like a star.
I mean, I hope it was Chinese calligraphy. I mean, it tells like this means strength and air
and fire and wind.
No, sir, that means anus. On today's episode of the podcast, we do have some really cool stuff to talk to you guys about. Certain rule changes for certain brokers are being changed so that we can get on some good action, as well as dark pools if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And as always, follow us on Instagram, on all our socials. Please subscribe to the channel below. Hit the post notification bell. Give us a preemptive thumbs up if you guys like this kind of content. And without further ado, let's get to the episode.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Trading Daddies podcast, hosted by yours truly, the ugly one. And as always, my amazing co-host,
Teflon John in the building.
Tefleezy Fosheezy is in the heezy for no beezies.
No beezy.
No beezies. No beezy. None beezies. How's the week, my guy?
Oh, week's been good. I mean, it stopped snowing. Beautiful day today. Beautiful Saturday.
It is a gorgeous Saturday out here in the Bay Area. It is very clear skies. Drove to the East Bay today to visit a friend of mine. They just had a new baby. Congratulations to some good friends of mine, Ken and Maria. And dropped off some goodies, right? And then got some brisket and come back here.
I went to Costco today.
How was Costco?
$300, easy.
Easy? That sounds a little low.
Not if it's every week.
Not is it? That's if we're gonna do the math here, that's $1,200. $1,200
every Saturday. We go to Costco.
Why not Sunday? Because you know why? The reason why I like going Sundays, as opposed, this is pre-COVID. The reason why I like going to Costco's on Sundays better than going to Saturdays because of the samples are better on Sundays.
Yeah, but Costco's they stopped doing samples.
I know. But
you know what? Here's my take with Costco. Ticker symbol COST.
Yeah.
I'm a shareholder, by the way. So Costco, they stopped this whole sampling thing. It's actually a third party, really. It's not Costco employees.
No, it's a demo.
Sampling. Yeah, I think it's like a C something, CD.
Yeah, CDS or C. Yeah. I know. They have their own office. If you're ever at a Costco and you're walking towards the restroom, it's usually around that area where the demo people's office is.
Yeah. And you know what sucks about it is that they're not giving you out samples anymore. These crewmates, they're just standing there and then just waiting to be like, hi, hello.
Yeah.
You want some chicken nuggets? Oh, you can't touch, but here's what they look like.
You could look at these chicken nuggets. Then what? But you start asking yourself that question, like, what am I doing here in the first place? Also, what are you doing here in the first place?
It sucks. Like, man, that must be a terrible job. Like, you're standing there for 8 hours and just saying hi to people, and they can't even sample your product anymore.
Right? Like, you're not actively demoing. But you know who's back though? I saw the Hexclad demonstrator the other day. The Traeger people are back. I think like the big name.
Oh, the Traegers. Yeah, they were on it earlier.
Early.
They
I
were
want one of those. I want a
Yeah.
Traeger.
They're pricey. They're not cheap.
But if you have the space for a Traeger,
Mhm.
you have the time for a Traeger, that's worth it. That's worth it.
The only Traeger I have is their seasoning. That's it.
Really? How is that?
It's good. Yeah, it's good on pork and meats. So
I'm more of a Kinder's guy. Do you guys get Kinder seasoning out there?
yeah,
You guys do? It's like a little taste of home, isn't it?
of course. Dude, I remember I told you there's no. I know it's off topic, but there's no decent Chinese food out here.
None.
None. Like Panda Express, like it's terrible. All right. So first off,
Hold on a second. Hold on
I
a
can
second.
cook way better than Panda Express.
Because you're saying that Panda Express is a chain, right? Assuming that one Panda Express from, like, let's say Florida is the same Panda Express flavors that you'll get in California. Now, are you telling me that the Panda Express in Idaho tastes different from everywhere else?
So anyways, I completely took out Panda Express off my list, and then I started checking out like the hole in the walls and like these local Chinese joints. Oh my god, terrible.
What? I mean, okay, assuming that there's only two of you Asians there, right? I mean, like you're the one Asian and the lady that sold you the Kirby. You guys are the only two Asian populations in in your town. There's only two Asians there. Your Chinese restaurants are probably going to be sounding along the lines of Uncle Cletus's Oriental Palace.
Most likely, yes. So check this
Uncle
out.
Uncle Gerard's Chinese chef.
So we checked out this one Chinese joint yesterday, and then I was like just flat out disappointed, and because the place was called Happy Chinese Restaurant. Happy. All right, had some Chinese symbols. I'm like, all right, let's check it out. It must be legit. Because first of all, it's a chain. I'm not sure.
Hold on a second. Let me ask.
Huh?
So this white-owned establishment
No,
Chinese food.
Here, let me tell you. We went in. All right, there's a drive-through. I was like, wow, Chinese restaurant with a drive-through. That's perfect. I mean, Panda's doing it now, but anyways, we ordered it, and then we lined up. Okay, couple of cars, and we were looking at the menu, and something was just completely off. Right. When you see honey walnut chicken instead of honey walnut prawns, something is wrong.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Honey walnut chicken. I've never heard of such thing. I was like, all right, let's order it. Terrible. Fried rice, one piece of ham, and it looked like brown rice too. It wasn't not fried rice. Terrible.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was like sesame beef or something. It was like, oh my god, it was just terrible. And on top of that, Brian handed me my order.
It was a dude named Brian. Hold on a second. You're telling me that the Chinese drive-through in your town is serviced by a white kid named Brian? Let me ask you this. Did the fried rice have raisins in it?
I would have flipped out if I found like pieces of like potatoes in there, man. Dog, hear me out. Hear me out.
Come side of mashed potatoes.
Hear me out. This restaurant serves fries. Enough said. All right, let's move on. We got a nice show today. And like we're also, still trying to find.
Let me just point this out.
I miss the Bay Area because of like the variety of like food that you can have, like, and they're authentic too. Like they're legit. Like if you want to go get Afghan food, authentic, Indian food, authentic, Chinese food, authentic, Mexican food. We're talking about variety. I mean, out here, you get what you get.
Cooking, my guy.
Oh, dude, I've been cooking.
I know you've been chefing a lot. I know you be chefing a lot. You send me pictures. You be chefing. You just made some shrimp tacos. Those are fire. But hold on a second. Let me before we move on. So you're telling me that this Chinese restaurant, quote unquote Chinese restaurant with Chinese symbols, served you French fries. You know what that's the equivalent of? That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of Gerard having a Chinese symbol tattooed on him, and he's like, "This is for strength and flow." I'm like, "Nah, fool. That says penis."
So, and it's somewhat common here because, oh man, we checked out this one hole in the wall Chinese restaurant just down the street, and it's called like something Moon or something, and they serve fries too, and I'm like, come on, man, like fries.
Hold on, you know what? I think you know what, we can give them a pass for the fries because you are in the potato state. I think we can. I think what we should stop though, however, if they had hash browns on the menu. Oh no, a second. The fact that you just did that, there's hash browns on the menu?
No, I hope not, because I didn't check the entire menu.
Oh my god!
If you guys, we need help out here. We need help, like 911 when it comes to like food.
I'd have to ask. I just really have to ask. How's the sushi?
Oh god! All right, so we went to a hibachi place. It's like a Benihana.
Yeah, I like.
Remember, I told you, right?
Yeah, Benihana's nice.
There are some sushi, like there's this one main street that has like 3 Japanese. I don't even know if they're Japanese, but they're sushi spots, right? Japanese restaurants. So we went to check out the hibachi place, and they were packed for lunch, right? And we're like, okay, this must be good. Okay. We didn't choose the hibachi because it was a long wait, first of all, and then everyone was just sitting right next to each other. It was really crowded. And check this out, like having a background in in the retail restaurant industry, like it just does not make sense for you to come in with a mask on and then sit down, take your mask off.
Yeah,
does not make fucking sense. I'm sorry.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
When you go in a restaurant, it's either you don't have a mask or you have your mask on. That's it.
Nope.
All right. How are you going to eat with a mask on? It does not make sense. Take your food to go.
Also, the other danger to that, this is just my personal opinion, is the fact that you take your mask off, nobody's vaccinated yet, and then the person that's serving you either could have had it, or you could pass it on to that person, making that person sick and not being able to work. I think that's just general consideration.
It does not make sense.
Nope. All
right. So, why would you even open up, your dining area if you can't wear a mask? So it don't make sense. Anyways, we sat down. Sushi, you can already tell if sushi's fresh, like the fish is fresh. Obviously, it is, but it's different when it's frozen. When it used to be frozen, right? Like you can definitely tell, like the fish is like somewhat dry.
Yeah.
That's what it is. When you force, when you defrost, frozen, let's say salmon. Okay, it's completely different, right? When you force it, okay, when you force defrost it, okay, completely different. For the folks who if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I was just super disappointed because like this is a second, sushi spot that we checked out, and we were like a little disappointed. We still haven't found a spot yet for any type of Asian cuisine. We did find, a Thai place. But as far as other cuisines, forget about it. I mean, if you want a nice burger and a steak, dude, easy, local. Like you can get a tri-tip for like $5
easy
out here because they'll kill the cow in front of you. But
they'll kill the cow in front of you. That steak is PETA's worst nightmare.
Bro, the chef would just bust out his handgun and be like Glock, like pow pow pow, like because it's legal, right? And then like draw it back down. All right, like who wants steak?
It's like that one scene from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yep.
Also, I wouldn't. Honestly, this is just maybe this sounds a little snooty, and I apologize in advance, but this is just me. If I go to a sushi restaurant and I sit down in the sushi bar, right, and some other non-Japanese folk pass through, try to take my order and calls himself Robert-san, we are not eating there. Robert-san, if you ever make my sushi, I'm sorry, I am not eating there.
All right, so when we checked out Mexican food out here is somewhat, it's okay. I would rate
I
it
bet
at,
you they make good carne asada fries.
yes.
They have to.
I think the fries will be better than the carne asada, but
Oh yeah, for
anyway.
sure. For sure.
Would taste a lot better than the carne asada itself. But Mexican joints out here, man, I mean, I would say, 6 out of 10. Bay Area Mexican joint, oh my God, way better. Like authentic. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, food
El
out here.
Carlito's down the street from my house.
Dude, like I miss the variety and the options and the authenticity of the Bay Area cuisine. But yeah, that's just my take on that one.
Nice. How was your trading for the week though?
Trading's been hasn't been fruitful, I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm super optimistic when it comes to April. I mean, that's only a few days away. First quarter is ending, okay? And statistically, if you research it all the way back to the 50s, April's actually one of the best months, out of the year.
Oh yeah.
Okay, on average, like statistically, okay. February's been terrible statistically. February and September are the worst months, out of the year statistically. Look it up, Google it. So I'm super, optimistic when it comes to positive too when it comes to April. So I'm looking into setting up some a lot of holds on for April for the month of April. I really do think, I don't want to say again, this is it, but I think Friday yesterday kind of gave us some hope because in all honesty, that's not normal.
No, that spike was crazy.
Yesterday was crazy because the last hour of the trading day, for some reason, the market was possessed. It rose from the dead.
I actually have that chart up if you guys want to take a look.
It's crazy. Who would have thought that, the last hour of the day we would have a fat erection like that?
Yeah, and it closed out pretty nice too.
It closed at almost high of day, and that's not normal. Something is up. And these were big buys.
Oh yeah, these are fat buys.
Yeah, look at the daily on that one. That's not normal because at the lowest point of the day, which was 2 hours before market close, we were actually about to close with a bear hammer.
Yeah,
meaning Monday there's a bigger probability, bigger chance that we were going to open a lot lower.
Right here.
But now, right
here.
At that point, when we were at the lowest point of the day yesterday, I thought, you know what? Monday is going to be terrible. But guess what? It quickly turned around.
Yeah, and the SPY did the same thing too.
Yeah, they all did. And tech was actually the bigger winner.
Yeah.
Because it kind of gave us hope that tech could be back. Who knows?
Yeah, we definitely need that. We definitely. Oh my God, we definitely need that.
You know who needed it? You know who needed it? Tesla. Tesla was straight ass, bro.
Even the market running like that, Tesla still
was down 2-3%.
Yeah, it was still hung around.
Terrible. But anyways, let's move on. We got a good show today. We got stock of the week. We got things to talk about like the dark pool stuff that you've never heard of.
I know this is new to me too.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about a few IPOs that we're looking into that's up and coming. What else?
Let's talk about some Q&A real quick before we head into talk of the week, right?
Sure.
Shout out to the people that gave us some questions. Floyd, big shout out to young Floyd over there. Advice for youngsters. He's 21.
Yeah, and dude's climbing like Mount Everest.
I know this guy's a savage, dude.
Yeah.
Any advice for young Floyd?
Young Floyd, man, you're in your 20s, you're in your prime, bro. Because in your 30s, it kind of like goes downhill from there.
It definitely does go downhill. My advice to young Floyd is to enjoy it, right? And I think you're in a position where it's going to be you're going to have a fairly bright future because you're investing at an early age.
I know, right?
Investing at an early age. I wish I did. I wish I had the tools and the know-how to do that at 21. Because at 21, you know what's going on in my head? Partying, drinking. You know what I mean? Having a good time, right? I'm not saying don't do all of that. I mean, do it in your own. I mean, you're still young enough to get sloshed one night and bounce back the next day, go to the gym, and be fine.
Can't do that in your 30s no more.
Can't do this. I think past 28 is a whole day affair. Like when you get hungover, you're hungover for an entire day and you don't want to do anything.
I know. When you get hungover, it's like forget about your weekend, bro.
I know.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, exactly. But at 21 and you're already playing the stock market, you're just gonna take this knowledge that you're accumulating, and then that's gonna be helpful for you in the future, right? And I think that just keep learning, and you know we're not experts in all of this, and let's help each other out because I feel like we could both learn from each other, and we could just try to get better together. Right. Yep. So shout out to Floyd for that question.
Man, I wish there were trading daddies, 10 years ago.
I know.
Help us guide, like throughout this stock market and adversities and all this.
We were both in different places. You and I. We were both in different places. Let's talk. I think you know this person, Vesperlynn.
Oh, it's my sister.
Yeah, it's your sister. What do you eat, drink on the regular to help with stress? That sounds like a direct question to you, my guy.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Shoot, like earlier, I had when I was having shrimp tacos, I had an IPA.
Wow, nice to deal with stress.
To deal with stress, yes. And then my wife got me a nitro from Starbucks.
You know what? I have a gripe with Starbucks. When I go to Starbucks and I ask for a Trenta Nitro, you give me a Trenta Nitro. I don't want no Grande, because if the reason why I'm asking for a Trenta Nitro, because I am aware of the risks that my heart may stop and I need the caffeine. Don't give me the Grande. Give me the Trenta.
Can I give you like a brief explanation of what a Nitro is?
Yeah.
All right. So for the coffee connoisseurs, okay, Nitro is basically cold brew. Cold brew, you steep that at least for 24, 36 hours. So it's super strong, right? That's why it's bold in flavor. You don't need ice on this. You don't need creamer. You just take it straight shot because it's nitro. Now, what's nitro? Now, you infuse cold brew with nitrogen. Okay, and you're going to be like, what the hell are we drinking? Nitrogen? Don't we put that in our tires or in balloons? Dude, nitrogen is everywhere. It's in the air. All right. You breathe that every second, right? So nitrogen, what it does to cold brew, it actually amplifies everything. We're talking about stronger caffeine, stronger intake, faster intake into your bloodstream. So that's why when you take a shot of nitro or you drink like, I don't know, a 16 ounce of nitro, you're awake.
I want 30.
Because that caffeine is just, you're injecting it in your veins,
What's your coffee intake nowadays?
Actually, none.
Really?
I'm drinking this. Yeah.
I don't survive a day without drinking at least 3 cups.
God, I just can't because of like, dude, I've been a coffee drinker for the past 10 years of my life. Yeah.
I get headaches now, dude, if I don't drink coffee.
Really?
And it has to be black. I can't. It has to be black.
Just think about your kidneys. Just a little, my 2 cents on this one. When you're drinking coffee or nitro, just flush it down with a lot of water.
Oh yeah, I do drink a lot of water.
Because like this stuff is so bad for your kidneys.
But it's so good going down.
Yes, of course. And also, all right, my 2 cents. You notice that when you're chugging nitro, it's smooth.
It is. Cold brew in general is smooth because I make my own cold brew at home. It's smooth.
Yes,
It's very smooth.
it's cold brew itself. Yes,
Yeah.
but when you're chugging nitro, it's smooth because all you're taking is just that nitrogen.
You know,
It's
my
not
wife
bitter at
actually
all.
got me a nitro maker for
Really?
Father's Day last year. Yeah. So it's like a keg. And
Yeah.
then you know how you make whipped cream?
Yeah.
Same exact concept.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
what it
put the
is.
coffee, the cold brew in there. It's a long process because now I have to brew the coffee
Yep.
for like 24 hours. And then I put it into the keg
Mhm.
and then I twist it, I tap it, and then it comes out as nitro. It's, dude,
Smooth,
delicious.
buttery.
Delicious. The best coffee in your life.
Yeah.
Thank you, John Sister, for that question. It's Fane. Bought the ThreadUp IPO. How do you feel about the future of the company and when to exit?
For IPOs?
Yeah, for ThreadUp. So she bought ThreadUp. ThreadUp is like a company that does like buying and selling of women's and children's clothing online.
You mean like Etsy?
Kind of like that. But they just went IPO. I mean, it's
Never heard of it.
1.82 billion market cap.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.82 billion market cap. I mean, it's e-commerce. It's definitely up there. If you really, I mean, I've never done my due diligence on ThreadUp. I did look at the chart earlier. I mean, there's not enough data for me to figure out what an exit strategy is. But remember, when you buy an IPO, this is usually a company that you've done your due diligence on and you've really dug deep into the company and you have a strong belief that this company is gonna be successful in the future.
Mm-hmm.
IPOs, yeah, there's two types of investors or traders that play the IPOs. One is the hype trader, and the other one is like an investor. So if you bought ThreadUp out the gates and you think that this has the potential to build you generational wealth, I think that you should hold until some extremely bad news, like the company going bankrupt, comes across your desk, because this is exactly what we did with Palantir. Is we really do believe in Palantir, and that's what we bought it at the IPO, and we've been holding ever since.
Also, if the companies are fudging, numbers like Plug
Power or Luckin
Coffee,
right? You mean this is like a company that you should follow all throughout and have your news alerts ready, so that when a new piece of news for the company comes up on your feed, you are in the know of what the company's actually doing, and do the whole nine. Get into their financials, get into their earnings reports, see what the company's future growth plans are, because catalysts like that influence the stock price, because people are starting to get more aware of what the stock does and people are going to start buying more shares. So if you are in the ThreadUp IPO and you got in at a certain price, your exit strategy should be whenever it just goes bankrupt. You know what I mean? Unless you're a hype trader. If you're a hype trader, you know exactly where you're going to get out. Right, you're gonna wait for a significant profit before you actually get out. Next question. Thank you. It's Fane for that question. Next one is from Dadbot 9000, a fan favorite. Dadbot 9000. Hey, how's the Kirby? That's the question to you. Is how's the Kirby doing?
Okay. All right. Come on, man. I was gonna say, Nico, that's your best friend, man. You gonna take a shot at my Kirby? My Kirby's fabulous, by the way. All right, it only costs $1,500, but it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. It sucks. All right, it sucks.
It sucks. It sucks good.
Sucks dirt. Yeah,
it sucks good. It sucks good. All right, he has another question for us. Oh. Do your taxes yet? No, I'm not doing my taxes till later.
Hell no, man. Like, I got 3 kids, man. Come on. I got to worry about their breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah,
you got to worry about taxes right now.
I'll send it out. Oh, a fan favorite also, 3-4 Diamonds. He's so handsome.
Yeah.
3-4 Diamonds is like if Adonis was reborn into current times. He's that handsome. He's that handsome.
This guy, sometimes he doesn't flex, but whenever he takes pictures, it just flexes for him.
I think it's the camera has a magic filter that pumps his pecs. You ever see that? Every time he takes a photo, like 3-4 Diamonds, can you put a shirt on? Like put a shirt on?
It's all natural too.
It's yeah. Can you put a shirt on? I know you're natty. I know you're natty ice out there, but can you at least put a shirt on? It's making me feel a little. I feel like my rolls are about to protest. When's the next Crypto Keeper episode? You tell us.
I think Bitcoin's setting up for another run. Like,
Yeah, you
if you look
tell
at the
us
chart,
when you want to be on the show, my guy. We
bro,
love to have you here.
If you look at the chart, it actually looks primed for another run, another leg.
It's up 1% today.
Yeah, it's at I think what 54, 55 right now.
55,791.16, and I bought 500 more.
The chart looks good.
It looks nice. It looks nice. It looks really solid. It looks really solid. But those are the questions for the week. Thank you guys for hopping on and asking us what you guys, what interests you guys in terms of the stock market, or even us just in general.
Dude, I'm
but
not interesting at all.
Hey, yeah, I'm not interesting either. Let's talk about the stock of the week.
Yes. So the stock of the week, you guys might be surprised. I've been a long time bear, of this industry, but it kind of opened up my eyes, because they keep sending me coupons in the mail. So the stock of the week that I'm going to talk about is ticker symbol CCL. What is CCL? Carnival Cruise Lines. Check that out. So Carnival Cruise Lines, it used to be one of the biggest. Well, it still is. It was a juggernaut of a cruise line. Okay, so we're talking about when it was priced at what, $70, like a few years ago, and they were paying nice dividends too, between 4 to 5%. Obviously, now they suspended their dividends, obviously because they're not sailing, but they are sailing again come July. Right, that's the current news right now. A few months back, I think back in November, they mentioned that cruise lines were going to start sailing April. I think it got pushed back. Obviously, it's July now. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because when they dropped that news saying that, hey, we're going to start sailing back in July again, they actually dipped.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah. It's just the stock market, psychology right there. It's supposed to run, but it didn't. So why am I picking CCL is because of this, okay? Not because it's cheap. Well, yeah, it is cheap right now, but just look into it when, first off, it's making a nice comeback, okay? All of these, nice, slow comeback. You see how it's priced at $26 right now? Mm-hmm. All right, and the lowest it got to was like, what was it, $8?
$8, yeah.
Jesus, don't you just wish you bought something, March 23rd last year?
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. $7 for Carnival Cruise Lines. Man, who would have thought, mm-hmm. Right? But at that time, last year, this time around, who would have thought that, cruise lines were an investment?
Oh, yeah.
Who would have thought, right? And then, fast forward a year from now, you would have almost quadrupled your investment. Isn't that crazy?
It is very crazy. I mean, look at the highs over here. Damn near $70.
Oh yeah, and I think cruise lines. I mean, they're going to open up again. They're going to start sailing again. Check this out. Why I'm actually semi-bullish when it comes to cruise lines. Okay. They're sending out all these coupons, right? And I was one of them, like out of the millions that got these coupons, right? They're putting out $300 off, 30% off, plus I'll give you $500, onboarding credit, and it's like they're
free drinks.
It's like they're damn near giving away, like a free cruise for 3-4 days, right? And Carnival Cruise Lines is, the biggest cruise lines out of all the cruises. Next one would be like Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
The top 3 right now that you want to look into is Carnival, CCL, Royal, which is RCL, and then Norwegian, NCLH. Okay, and also Disney. Disney does cruises as well, but that's a different story. But let's check out Carnival's technicals. So obviously, since it's one of the biggest in its market cap space, it's at 30 billion market cap. So what does that mean? Okay, so it means that It's as big as give me a company that's as big as 30
30
billion.
billion. That's Palantir.
No, Palantir is about 40.
Is it
So
40?
let's look at it this way. DraftKings. Everyone's heard of
Yeah.
DraftKings. Okay, this is so random. You can't compare apples to oranges. But DraftKings is $25 billion in market cap. So if you look into a perspective, Carnival is way like a little bit bigger than DraftKings. So put that into perspective. So Carnival, they sail, I would say all over the world, but I've been to a Carnival cruise before, and it was pleasant. That last time we did was Ensenada, in Southern California, Mexico, if you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 4-day cruise, like it was with Mikey, my brother, Tony, Rainier, Drew. It was very pleasant, and people were partying. It was nice. It was a nice vacation, get some fresh air. Relatively cheap, and I think we got that 4-day vacation for like $200.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
dude. If you look into their website, dude, they're handing out like free days. All you gotta do is just show up.
Free. Just get there, damn it.
If you actually show up, yeah, man, they'll take care of you. But here's the thing, though. They're planning out their 2022 calendars, and they have a better deal for 2023. And I'm like, that's 2 years from now. Who would have thought, right? What if there's another, I don't know, pandemic, knock on wood, what if, right? There's a lot of what ifs. But the cruise line industry, okay, I think they will make a comeback.
Oh, yeah.
And here's why. They're handing out all these coupons, right? People are just gobbling them up because they know vaccines here, reopening is here. People have money saved up from the stimulus. They want to spend it. If you get $1,400, per family, and you can take 3-4 people, because they're handing it out for like $100 for 4 days. Easy. Book it.
Easy.
Book it. Yeah. And if you look at Carnival's technicals, they're not earning money right now. Obviously, they're still closed, right? But they used to pay out between 4 to 5% in dividends.
Oh wow, I did not know that they did that.
Yeah, they got shut down last year, obviously.
Yeah.
But here's the bullish case. What I want to tell you is that when they announce that they're going to reinstate dividends, hop on it.
Oh, easy.
Because you know what happened? I'll give you a case. Kohl's, KSS. Kohl's, they shut down their payouts because, they had a tough time. Retail was just having a hard time last year, right? For a year. When they reinstated their dividends, shares shot up.
Yeah.
Because
it's only a matter of time, too.
It's only a matter of time. And I think this is just all speculation, right? I think cruise lines, when they start sailing again, come July, maybe, quote unquote, maybe they might reinstate dividends come third or fourth quarter.
So you're saying that, again, this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
This is just us talking and trying to figure this out. So you're telling me that I may benefit from a leap call on CCL?
Yes. That's just between me and you.
That's just you and I talking here.
Yeah, just between me and you, but shit, the mic's on.
The mic's on. Like we don't want to be responsible for people doing the leap calls, but we are going to do it. We're going to get into a couple of leap calls here.
If the investment works out, just, I don't know, buy a hat or something.
Buy a hat.
Anyways,
TradingDaddies.com.
Yeah. But doesn't that make sense though? Because Kohl's, when they shut down their whole dividends payout, the stock took a hit. And now look at it. It's trading at $50-something. Okay. And on top of that, you get paid out dividends. Okay.
And
CCL.
Sorry to interrupt, but a funny metric that I was looking at earlier, I was watching CNN and I noticed that they have herd immunity charts. So, if they are talking to a certain individual from a certain state, they'll throw up the herd immunity charts. Herd immunity is roughly around 70% vaccination. right? And we're at like around 16% vaccination right now for certain states.
Mm-hmm.
So if that ever hits that 70% mark and we're hitting herd immunity, dude, you see
People
the
are going to
connection there?
party. Yeah, people are going to party, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna party.
Look at it this way: Disney's opening up again.
Oh
April
yeah.
1st.
Oh yeah.
Yep, Disney's opening up again. So it's only a matter of time when everything is back to that normalcy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is just pure speculation. I mean, don't judge me on this one, but CCL, when they reinstate their dividends, too late.
Ham. Let's go
Already
ham
too
on
late. It's already too late.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Let's go
it.
ham on it.
CCL is trading at 2606 right now, between 52 weeks. Hit a low of 780 and then a high of $30.12. They have a huge float. It's about 1.16 billion shares outstanding. Obviously, right now they're not earning money, but hey, check it out.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at the technicals over here on the chart. This is the weekly chart. As John mentioned earlier, at the lowest 780, at the highest 67.69, and currently we're trading around 2606. But if we take a look at the daily chart, as you guys see right here, this MACD has already opened for a short-term pop. I do think that this could go a little bit higher. The highest is $30 currently. We're probably going to retest those highs pretty soon. So
easy.
if you are looking at an entry point for CCL, I think this is a good entry point for me personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and plus your wife has CCL calls.
Oh,
right?
I'm telling you, she's a better trader than I am. She definitely has that. She still has that call. She's holding on. I mean, that call doesn't expire till the end of the year.
Okay. Oh, it's a leap.
Oh, it's a leap. Yeah, for sure, definitely. But that's CCL. That is the stock of the week. And if you are interested in getting more information or picking our brains for that trade, please, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, join our Discord. Right. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel now.
Man, we got some projects that we're working.
We got some projects.
That's gonna take us to the moon.
We got some fire for you guys. Make sure you give us a nice like, give us a comment down below just to make sure that we cover or answer any of your questions. But before that, we do have some news for you guys. Let's take a look at some current events. One current event that I'm very interested in is, as retail traders, we're how do you say this? We get the crumbs all the time, right? And we could cry all we want. We could say it's so unfair. How come big money's always getting the top, the top news? How come big money always, they're always winning? How come we never get anything? It's designed that way.
The market's rigged, bro.
It's rigged. It's rigged for their pleasure, right? We have to admit that to ourselves, and we have to embrace it. It is what it is. We can't change that, right? There has to be some monumental change from the government in order for us to have a fairer shake. And we already know that the government will not do that because it is in their best interest for these corporations and these big hedge funds to have the lion's share of the information. You know why? Because they have money in the hedge funds. That is just like let's look at Mama Losi. Mama Losi is one of us. She's a trader, but she's not a retail trader. Mama Losi has money in hedge funds that they know what they're doing, and she's pulling up leaps for Disney, doing leaps on Apple, doing leaps on CrowdStrike
and Tesla,
and you know what I mean? Like, these are big buys. These are fat buys, right?
And for the folks who don't know who Mama Losi is, that's Nancy Pelosi.
Yes, Mama Losi. She's one of us. Respect to Mama Losi because she's also a degenerate.
She's in her 80s and she's still trading the markets.
Yeah, right.
Ain't that crazy?
That is. I don't think it's crazy. We're gonna get to that in a bit, but but think about it this way, right? If we're only getting the crumbs, especially with the IPOs, How many times, like, show of hands here, John, how many times have you bought an IPO and it took a dump on you?
Oh, crazy. That's why you don't buy IPOs.
Normally, that's what happens. The reason why is because when you buy an IPO, the people in the initial investors got that price super cheap. So when they say, oh, we're going to price this IPO at $60 to $70 a share.
Someone got it for 10.
Somebody got it for 10. And these prices are dynamic. These prices keep changing because the banks that are doing the underwriting for the IPO, they need to get their cut too. So they're going to
get paid.
The price. They're going to say, oh, $80 a share because we need to make sure that we're covering too. So when the market when the stock debuts on the market, let's say, for example, this stock that should have been $8-10 a share is now trading at multiples at like $90. And then what happens?
That's
people
crazy.
Start selling. It's just nuts. People start selling. That's why I'm like pro direct IPO, because direct IPO, they just send it out there. Right. Yeah. So if it's a direct IPO, I'm more inclined to join the fray. Yep. But these institutional money or big money that's actually in the company before the IPO, buying these shares before the IPO, that's already, you're already losing. But however, SoFi and sadly Robinhood, I hate Robinhood. SoFi, right? SoFi is a fintech company that's actually about to IPO through SPAC via IPOE, which is a Papa Poly SPAC. Papa Poly Pataya.
Can you really pronounce his name fully without stuttering?
Polyhapataya?
Say it.
Chamath Polyhapataya? Did I do that right? I'm sorry, Papa Poly. I didn't want to butcher your name, but that happens. But let's SoFi, right? SoFi is also, they actually act as a broker too, right? They have their own trading platform.
Yep.
So is Ally. Everybody has a trading platform. It's just a matter of where you go. Yeah. They're actually going to be doing IPOs for the small people.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in buying stocks pre-IPO, you are now going to be allowed as long as you're on their platform, right? Robinhood wants to be a copycat and does the same thing. Short Robinhood when they IPO. They want to do the same exact thing because it gives them this whole good faith look after what they did to us small retail traders at the onset of the AMC and GameStop hype bubble. But yeah, so that's a really good way for us to, potentially win. If you're interested in a certain company that's about to IPO, you hop on the SoFi platform. Maybe you could, make your buys over there. In practice, we'll have to definitely see how that works out before we actually, think about actually doing it, because these new processes, there's always look at it that somebody is losing. And more often than not, big money doesn't want to lose. So just be aware that there may be some risks involved. It's investing. There's always risks involved. But make sure that you guys do your DD or your due diligence before you guys do any pre-IPO buys. Any comments about this, John? Thoughts?
Also, the IPO that you want to watch out for is Coinbase. Coinbase, I think, is going to run. For the folks who don't know what Coinbase is or what they do, it's the largest cryptocurrency exchange here in the US. They're trying to value Coinbase at $68 billion. That's just insane. Sheesh. Insane. 68 billion. And then check this out. They reported the total revenue for 2020. It was about 1.3 billion with a net income of 322 million. It seems like they're already profitable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's just crazy how cryptocurrency is just only going to get bigger. And I think Coinbase is, they're obviously legitimate. I use Coinbase myself, and I know I met so many people that use Coinbase themselves, traders, you know, investors. But that's something to look out into, you know, the current IPOs that we have within the next few months. You know, they haven't had a set date for Coinbase, but that's something to watch out for. So
nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Definitely like that that call there. But with that being said, John mentioned earlier that Mama Losi does these big ass buys, and big money. I mean, let's just face it. It's unfair. It really is unfair. But we're not gonna sit here and say when are we gonna get our shot, right? But I mean, what we have as retail traders, what power we do have is data, right? We're not quants. We can't, do these all in our heads. But what we do have is the power of social media, the power of being in a group, right? Where there's eyes essentially damn near everywhere. And being able to take that information and digesting it and doing your own research before you actually go in. Shout out to one of our Discord member, Molten Nismo. He, asked this question earlier about dark pools. There's been a lot of chatter about dark pools lately. And for those who don't know what dark pools are, let's just say, for example, I am a hedge fund, right? And John is an individual who owns, let's say, give me a stock, John.
CCL.
John owns 5 million shares of CCL.
Jesus Christ, we wouldn't be doing this.
Let's just say that you are, right?
I would be on the cruise by myself.
Yeah, you'd be on the cruise by yourself. And here I am wanting to buy 5 million shares of CCL. Now, traditionally, the normal human being will probably go to a public market, the New York Stock Exchange, and say, "Hey, I want to buy 5 million shares of CCL." Now, how that works is you will then take those 5 million shares and you'll have to buy that in blocks, right? Yeah. Buy that in blocks. Now, let's say the price of the stock is $10 and you see these big buys in the public market. As retail traders, what do? We take a look at that data and say, oh shit, somebody's buying stuff.
Yeah.
Why are they buying this? Is the price going to go up? Yes, because now you're seeing these blocks of stock that are being bought up by a certain individual, and then retail traders start piling the money on. FOMO investors start going up, and that jacks up the price. Now, if I wanted to buy 5 million shares of CCL and I have to buy these at blocks, my order might not get filled at that $10 range. It might get filled $10 initially for the first block. What if I have to buy it at $17 because that's when it gets filled for my next block and I'm not getting my value? You know what I mean? So what happens is I, as the rich person who has the money for 5 million shares of CCL at $10, will go into a private market called the dark pool. The dark pool is where John will probably sneak in and say, "Hey, I got 5 million shares of CCL. You want to buy it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Can I buy it all at once? Yes. Can I buy it at one price? Yes. Send it. Give me a full send on that, right? So I buy the 5 million shares at $10, right? The public market doesn't know about it until maybe 3 to 5 days later, right? Big buy of $5 million. What's going to happen next? Somebody's going to buy more shares. People are asking questions like, why is that bought at $10? 5 million shares at $10. Why? Right? People start digging. News pops that cruises start tomorrow. Price of the stock is $27. And I'm over here I bought it at $10 and it's now $27. It's already too late for the retail investors.
It's highway robbery, man.
It's highway robbery.
This
right?
market is rigged.
Market manipulation. And all of this is legal, by the way.
Yeah.
As a big investor, you are allowed. It's called a prime broker, right? "Quote unquote" prime broker. So when, like, have you ever seen the show Billions?
Yes. Well, snippets of it, yeah.
Yeah. So show Billions, they always talk about like, that's my prime, right? When they say prime, that's your prime broker that creates the markets for you to find you that buyer and seller. Right? And they get hefty fees for that, fat fees for brokering that deal. So the dark pools, we're seeing a lot of dark pool chatter in terms of the heavily shorted stocks. And we have a list of them here. Sorry, I couldn't find a better copy. Shout out to Molten Nismo because he's the one who actually showed me this. Let me see here. Ta-da! Right there, and I kind of zoomed in for you. The
Jesus
highest
Christ.
one is Sundial.
Did he take this picture using a calculator or what? Like, what the heck? Come on, man. It's 2021, man. Some calculators have cameras.
Right?
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Shout out to Moltenismo. Good job on bringing this to our attention. And look at this. Look at the list here. These are the stocks that are like constantly being talked about in forums on Wall Street Bets. These are the stocks that everybody's so interested in. And look at these are the same stocks that are being shorted, dude.
Yeah, I've traded majority of those.
Right? We've been in most of these. I've been in Sundial. Zomedica is being shorted.
Yep.
CRM is being shorted. AMC is being shorted. BioNano is being shorted. They got some good news and it's still moving.
Apple is in there too. Wow, I'm surprised Apple's in there. Yeah.
Right? Neo's in there. Nokia. I see. Neo. When is Nokia gonna come out with a relevant phone? I understand that one. BlackBerry. I mean, BlackBerry has enterprise money. I'm good. That's pretty good.
Nokia's still stuck with like flip phones. Come on, man.
Right. I mean, how many versions of Snake are you going to come out with? UVXY. I see that being shorted. That makes sense.
Plug.
Right?
Oh my God. God bless you, Plug.
Where's Plug at?
He's right there. Right.
Oh wow. Yeah. God bless you, Plug. American Airlines. The airlines, I get it because we're still in a pandemic.
These are actually legitimate companies.
These are very like Palantir. Jesus, why do you need to short that? Come on. SQQQ. Yeah, that's usually a shorted stock. Gevo, Fuel Cell. All these. Look at these stocks. Tilray,
Express. Come on, man.
Express Incorporated.
Yeah. I like their stock. I mean, not their stock, but I like their suits.
Yeah, Fubo TV.
Fubo. Oh my God.
Right. So like, this is just interesting to me that we're seeing a list of heavily shorted stocks. And again, these are like the shares that are in the dark pool that were probably shorted in the dark pool. And have you noticed that if you try to short one of these stocks, they say that there's no more stocks to short?
Oh, yeah.
So this kind of tells me two things, right? And you could interrupt me here because I may be incorrect in my assessment. But because of the heavy short interest, do you think that there's going to be a squeeze pretty soon on these stocks?
For like the top, I don't know, 5 stocks on that list, probably. But I wouldn't see a short squeeze on Apple. That's just impossible. No. That's impossible.
But think about it, right? If you really take a step back from September, how come Apple hasn't really moved? There's a range.
Well, the entire FANG group hasn't moved really. It's been stuck in a range. Like look at Facebook, you know.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. So if you are looking to go long on these stocks, again, manage your risk, protect your capital at all costs, because you're never going to win against the hedge funds. Let's just be real, right? If you really have a strong conviction on these stocks and assuming that you did your due diligence, obviously you're going to hold, right? So in a sense, I think that this could be a great way to have a window into what stocks are being shorted the most and having a game plan based on your convictions on the stock. What do you think?
Again, is the stock market rigged? Yes.
Oh yeah. Easy. It's rigged. It's rigged forever, right? But that's just my 2 cents. And if you have any opinions, please make sure that you guys drop them in the comments below. We can have a definite discussion about that. But before we go, John, any plays for the week?
Definitely a lot for the upcoming week. But really, let's just finish off with this month because this month's been boo-boo. But April, I have a lot of setups for longs. So stay tuned on that one. Plus, we are looking into rolling out a new project. So stay tuned.
Ooh, yeah. Stay tuned for that project. This is
I'm so excited. And I think, it's just going to take us to the moon. That's just another saying of like, we're going to rock it.
Well, we are.
Yeah, but we're not going to forget about, the little people, obviously the ones that, supported us, from the ground up. I really do think this is it, Chief.
This is definitely it. This is it, Chief.
You know, for the ones who don't believe us, keep saying, oh, John keeps saying, you know, this is it, Chief. Like for the 46th time. No, I think this is it, Chief.
But hey, if it so happens that this becomes it, Chief, and you doubted us.
I'm buying Google shares. That's it.
Yeah, don't be Brian. Don't be Brian that gives out Chinese food over where John lives. Don't. Imagine an orange chicken with raisins.
Oh, come on, man. Orange chicken and it tastes like lemon. Come on, man.
Like you get the orange chicken, right? You open up the takeout box and you're like, how come this orange chicken has Brussels sprouts?
Or fries, a side of fries.
With a side of fries.
Instead of rice, they gave you fries.
You call them, right? You call them like, hey, yeah, I just came from your restaurant. I ordered the fried rice. It tastes a little grainy, and I don't really remember rice to be like this. And then they're like, well, excuse me, sir. We don't use rice. That's quinoa.
I got duped.
You got duped. You saw rice because you didn't see the quotation marks. It says fried, quote unquote, rice, but really it's fried quinoa.
Fried quinoa. I got played.
Oh my god! On this week, you know what? I'm still holding on to my positions. I'm not looking to get in anything right now. As John said, let's finish off the month and see where this week takes us, and then let's game plan for April. And we'll definitely see some gains. If you're holding on to certain positions, I hope you guys averaged down or averaged up, bought more at the dips, because again, we say this on the Discord a lot. We're seeing the pressure right now. And remember, pressure makes diamonds. Pressure makes diamond hands. Diamond fat hands. Diamond sausage fingers like mine. Vienna sausage. Right? And you just have to hold on. Like, I mean, if you're not getting margin calls, just hold on. Just bag hold. The worst feeling is you sell it knowing that you have a high conviction on a stock and you're not even being negatively impacted in terms, like, you remember, you only lose money when you sell at a loss. Painful. Or you don't have like options that, you know, are far out enough and you wanted to get a cheap price. Remember, you have to pay. There's why it's called a premium. You pay the premium in order for you to have the rights to hold that, you know, that lot of shares. So make sure that you guys pay up for the premium just to make sure that you guys have enough time.
Yeah.
And you can always, you know, just make sure that you guys roll it if it doesn't go in your favor. But with that being said, before we go, please subscribe to the channel, hit the post notification bell so you guys get a nice ding 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 every time a new episode drops. Give us a nice thumbs up if you guys like this content. Definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Please drop a comment down below if you guys want us to cover anything. Follow us on social media. Follow me at John C Trades. Follow me at Trading Poppy. Follow John at John C Trades. Follow us both at Trading Daddies. TradingDaddies.com for all your merch. And then next week we will have a very special guest for you guys. And yep, very special guest. And we're gonna announce a new contest. So please stay tuned. Remember, Daddy Bits comes out Sunday to Thursday every night. For technical analysis, and then watch out for our new project coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Let's get trading.